What up, YouTube? Anthony Fallon, Tone Setter Sports. Let's go. Here we go. You see the title, Dallas versus Seattle. This is going down tomorrow night on Fox. I know I haven't made a video in a while for you guys, but I've been chilling over the holidays, chilling with my daughters and stuff, man. A lot of family time, get it in, So um, I've been wanting to make a video ever since the last game we played against the Giants was an okay game. We pulled it out the ass, which was good. Um, but like I said, even then, I think it was the week before the game, after the Tampa Bay Bucks game, where everybody's talking about should they sit the starters or whatnot. Definitely, I didn't think Dak needed to sit, and he didn't the last game, so that was cool. Um, but they rested who they needed to rest, and that was Zach Martin, Zeke, and Tyron Smith, and it seemed like we may have lost to a feeler, and so that's all old news now. Um, so we're going into the wild card game, and we're up as the fourth seed. And we play against Seattle, a team that we played earlier this season, and we lost. I think it was week 3 or something like that. But this game, this game, man, it's really gonna be tough, and it's really gonna be tough for us whether we're at home or not, because we're playing against a team uh, where their two captains are seasoned, and that's Bobby Wagner and Russell Wilson. Because Legion of Boom is not there anymore, but they kept the two vocal points of the Legion of Boom, which is Legion of Boom is the defense, but so they kept Bobby Wagner, of course, and uh, and plus Russell Wilson, he was there on the offensive side, so so they know what it takes to get there. They know what it takes to play, and they know what it's like to be um, in the playoffs um, and on the road as well. That it don't I don't think it really like home field advantage for us. It's good for us, but I don't think they care one way or another. Do I think we're gonna win the game? Absolutely. Um, I am kind of worried who's going to be starting on the offensive line if the rookie is going to play. Connor Williams, he's back at left guard. That's one thing that I'm wary about. Um, and of course, we didn't have Amari Cooper, so that could be a slight difference. Gallup is a little bit he has a full season, for a full regular season under his belt. So he should be a lot better, and he should reap the benefits of Amari Cooper, whether if he's being double teamed or bracketed or soft coverage, however you want to put it. Um, then they're going to load the box as well, um, for Zeke, because that's how we operate the same as Seattle does. Run heavy offense. So and they have a much more experienced quarterback, and we can't sleep on their receivers. And so the defense really gonna have to play up to par at home, because the last 3 games they gave up some points, man. No lie. Matter of fact, not the last 3. Matter of fact, the last 4, because you could say the Philly game they got torched too, but that was because the offense couldn't. I still say the offense couldn't generate any points. Couldn't generate. They had no kind of offensive continuity, no flow to really get things going in the second half, and so that's why the defense collapsed. But then that kind of overlaid into the Indianapolis game, the Tampa Bay game. Although they faced um, Andrew Luck, what you got shut out, and they kept that game as close as possible as long as they could, but the offense just couldn't get anything going. And they got plays, they strung out some long plays, but just couldn't score. You know, Missed field goal and all that stuff. I'm just going through recap so I can really bring this up to speed on everything that I want to talk about this game uh, setting forth. And Winston, he's not a scrub or nothing like that, but he can be off and on. But I think he played pretty well against us. So yeah, and then Eli, and he was like in a time machine uh, last Sunday when we played them. But the thing is that we also gave up 100 yards, 126 yards to Saquon Barkley, although he got most of his yardage on run. So, but nonetheless, as stats show, we gave up 126 yards rushing to a special running back. So we had there. He's a special running back, just like Zeke is. But still, the MO on Penn State running backs. They're just not going to be there for long. They may 3 year run, 4 year run, maybe, but he could be something different. I don't know. Time will tell. So now, coming to into stepping into this game, uh, can't take much from the New York game other than the fact that he didn't have two of his Pro Bowlers playing on the offensive line, and they got the tight end involved. Blake Jarwin played a very good game, and getting open, and Dak delivered to him and had a couple scores. I think he was like the number one fantasy tight end, to be honest with you, maybe. Uh, so I think that's been a very missing component to the whole Cowboys offense. Is Jason Garrett is going to run this 90s 90s style of cowboy play. That's what the system he came out of. He's going to run that style. The tight end has always been a very dominant component. You know what I'm saying? Where you got your number one receiver, and you got your speed burner, your deep threat guy, or well, our number one receiver is probably one of our best deep threat, but Cooper is not really a straight down the field burner. You know what I'm saying? He's more like a route runner, a proficient route runner, in and out of cuts, without losing speed, and he can get open, run after catch. And Gallup is more of the possession route runner. More of a possession guy. I think they're both like the same, but with Cooper, uh, with Gallup learning under Cooper, I think that's a great deal, and that's going to help him come up to speed. And I think Gallup will definitely flourish by next year. But he might show some flashes in this game because him and Beasley should be getting open. I mean, Beasley should be getting open. So, um, due to the fact that they might bracket or might bracket Amari Cooper at times, not all the time, but at times. So Dak gonna really have to pick and choose on where to throw the ball. He had to really and be very effective anticipating, but the fact that Beasley, Gallup, but Darwin should be open down the seams. You know what I'm saying? That should really open up a lot of the offense, and that they probably should attack that area first just to free up Amari Cooper. You know what I'm saying? So the offense can really be wide open, along with the run that will help assist the running game. To keep the 10 man out of the box. I mean, a nine or at least a 9 man front or 8 man front. You know what I'm saying? Um, because they probably will send 10 at times, and between 10, yeah, they'll send about 8 on regular. Especially if the running game is really doing good. You know, it all depends on how they're gonna play them because we are a different team right now, and I think that's why we have the advantage because they don't know how to play us now. The fact that we got Amari Cooper added into the fold, so we have the element of surprise. That and the fact that we lost to him early in the season, so we can learn from our mistakes. On top of that, but it's going to take them to be it's going to take execution, and definitely do not leave it in the hands of the coaches. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, don't let Garrett fuck this up. But I'm not even gonna worry about Garrett right now. You know what I'm saying? I say that for later because right now y'all could be one and done. And I'm saying this to my Cowboys team. Y'all are really facing one and done. According to the play, y'all offensive play throughout the season. And it's good that Dak got those reps in the last game instead of him being rested as sitting on the sideline as well. Although he could have took him out at any time, you know what I'm saying. But we got that W, and that in 10-6 looks better, a lot better than 9-7. You know, because 9-7 got us out of the. We wasn't even in the playoffs last year, so that's how we missed the playoffs. But but yeah, so that's one of the biggest things right there. It's going to be execution on the offensive side of the ball to allow our defense to get some rest. They don't need to be out on that field, and I'm trying to hold back Seattle's offensive attack. You know what I'm saying, and that not allowing them to have long drives. You know, so that I mean that's what's up with me is, and I could really see I want to see how if Tavon Austin is going to play. And just don't want to use him as jet sweeps and stuff like that. They're gonna have to throw some other wrinkles in there. They're gonna have to put him in the slot with Beasley, with Beasley, because he's a faster, quicker version of Beasley. He might not have Beasley hands, you know what I'm saying, but is he capable? Yes, even though he's not known for that. That's another element of surprise is putting him packaging him in or subbing him into some of these packages and to make them think. It's all about chess. I said this earlier. It's chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? It's just making always making them think. You know, they could run some jet sweeps and stuff like that, or fake jet sweeps and stuff, and then put them out in the slot, and he could be another X factor, just like the tight end could be a the X factor for this first game and going forward. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying. And that will make other teams, whoever we play next, will think too is like how they're going to incorporate uh, Tavon Austin. You know, just to give him something else to think about going forward. Um, well, we definitely got to know how. We definitely got to be disciplined on defense on the front line, man, and at times bracket Russell Wilson, man, and and not break contain, not allow him to break contain because we know he loves going to his right. So D Law, you got to be on your A game, man, and be cognizant of the fact that you got to keep him contained because you know he could be an effective runner too, and not only be an effective runner, you know what I'm saying, when the play breaks down, but a thrower on the run as well, and that's when he tends to throw deep too. So, and I think that's something that we're gonna have to that Dak is gonna have to get comfortable with, especially depending on if the left guard Connor Williams gets beat. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to get out there and run, man, and throw on the run. And they'll probably have somebody spying him at times and stuff too. But you can manipulate that spy. You can really manipulate that spy and eat up the middle of the field. And a lot of times you're gonna have to eat up the middle of the field, and we're gonna have to see how Scott Linehan is gonna call these plays, man, because I'm getting tired of these, these 7 yard, 10 yard curl in by everybody, and just let that and let their cover 1/cover 3 defense just squat on the plays. So we're gonna have to use some fullback and running back out the backfield as well. Um, that's why Jarwin need to be running those seams up that cover 3, especially, So and he's probably the fastest tight end that we have. You know what I'm saying? So with him make if he can make those plays that he made week 17, man, that will be a blessing. If they get this going, and it's time for this offense to finally show itself. If not, we're gonna have to wait till next year. We're gonna have to wait a whole season for them to get it right, and then it's still no telling because things don't carry over from the end of this season to next season. You got to start all over again. So you got to rebuild chemistry because pieces of the puzzle are taken out and new ones are added in. So we don't know how this team is going to shape. But I could talk more about you know Dallas Cowboys going forward. I'll wait till after the postseason is over with, and I kind of in my older videos that I made throughout the season, I kind of talked about that. So, but I'm going to elaborate on it some more, or I'm just going to reiterate some of the things I said. So this is going to be a huge game, and we need to pay them back from the loss from this season that we lost, and from last season, from the Tony Romo fumble with the game on the line. We got to pay them back for all that shit. Damn right, all of it. It's time to take them down, and because I didn't even have the Seattle Seahawks uh, making the playoffs, but they did. Pete Carroll's one hell of a coach, man. He's one hell of a coach, bro. For real. And that's what everybody was thinking. Whether one of my predictions was right that Minnesota Vikings was not going to make the playoffs, and I just blame that on karma because of how you did Bridgewater and Case Keenum. You know what I'm saying? That's the fuck they get because they didn't have to change anything. I mean, if anything, they should have just put Bridgewater back as starting quarterback because to me, he had already proved himself, or he was on his way to becoming uh, a very good starting quarterback, and he probably could have been the one to take them over the edge. Well, I understand you. Like I said, you had to ride the hot hand last season when Case Keenum was on that streak, man. He kept him winning. So I just think Bridgewater should have had the opportunity to compete for the starting job this season instead of them spending all that money on Kirk Cousins. But I gotta give Kirk Cousins his props. He finagled his way into becoming. I was about to say I was saying independent. Um, uh, he was gonna be the first one to get uh, shit own his rights. You know what I'm saying? His trading rights and all of that stuff. His contractual rights as a football player. Well, he muscled his way up to at least getting all of that upfront money. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give him that. So yeah, I know that's not the right term. That's not the term I was looking for, but I mean, hopefully y'all do understand it. Oh yeah, he got the guaranteed money. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but owning your rights as a player. That's what I was gonna say. Owning your rights, and that's something that somebody should be trying to go for in the NFL. I mean, just like you want to break right, you want to be the first one to break. Something that's never been done. Everybody's trying to get the guaranteed money now, like Kirk Cousins and stuff. How about owning your damn rights and get guaranteed money? You know. Uh, I can't wait till this game is played, man. These boys gotta be ready. We got time. We playing at night, so the stage is lit. We know the intangibles of Dak Prescott. He plays when the game is on, and I do got to say that. And I just want the boys to play their damn guts out and play it like they want it, because you got to want it. But you got to play very poised and relaxed too. You got to play even keel, have a clear mind when you're playing in these kind of games because you're gonna have to play from the beginning to the end because, like I said, that's a team that's well coached and they have some seasoned veterans that has been there before that can lead them the way. You know what I'm saying? And they're both signal callers. But I think KJ Wright's still on the team as well, so he's part of Legion of Boom. Nobody really talks about him. Maybe not. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am. Um, I'm just glad that Earl Thomas isn't playing, man, because that first game, man, he was like spot on with him. Man, you talking about ball hawk, bro? Yeah, he ball hawk. Earl Thomas ball hawk. Getting him next year, he'd be a free agent, I think. So his contract be up. He's too talented to let go. I mean, just he just got it all up here. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to let that go. And for Seattle, but they just might do it depend because their younger players been playing pretty has filled in real nice for although they don't have his ball hawking skills, but they have filled in real. They are solid players, and there's only but room to grow under the tutelage of the defensive coordinator and Pete Carroll. So we'll see how this team is going to match up because it's to me it's dead even because they're both identical from the style of play to even quarterbacks. Just one just more decorated than the other. You know what I'm saying? But they're both mobile quarterbacks that's good at throwing on the run, can improvise, can gain a lot of yardage when the play breaks down. Um, so we're just gonna have to see who's gonna dominate who when it all comes down to it, and particularly in the second half. So I've said enough. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see what tomorrow gonna bring for the Cowboys. Let's go fans. Let's go fans. Let's go Cowboys. This Tone 7. Anthony Fallon. I'm out. Peace.